What's up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mina for short. This is a love pick-a-pal reading for the collective, so only take what resonates to and for you. There are numbers on each of these groups. So for group 1, we have number 1 that rolled out. For group 2, we have 3. And for group 3, we have the number 5. Since it's 50, we take it down to the single digit, it's 5. So I want you guys to do a little bit of breath work. Close your eyes, breathe in and out slowly until you feel centered, you feel grounded. When you open your eyes again, which one of these pals are calling to you? You may resonate with more than one, that's fine, but the one that pulls you the most, the number you keep seeing over and over, the number you keep hearing in your head over and over, that's the one that holds something important for you. Pause the video to do that. Meanwhile, we're going to hop into group 1, dice 1. All right, group 1, dice 1. Let's get into you. The energy I'm feeling here is kind of conflicted. Picking up a lot of conflict here. So some of you, you're the kind of couple. So I'm picking up on couples. You can be in separation. It doesn't mean that you're not, but I'm picking up on people that are together right now. When you talk to each other and there's a conflict, I feel like you guys don't say everything you need to say. You say things maybe out of anger, or you hold stuff in and it's kind of like slick remarks, or as we would say, little smart ass comments. And it leads to more miscommunication, more, well, to put it quite bluntly, I feel like somebody feels like they were let down a lot. Like somebody just keeps dropping the ball. This could be you, this could be your person feeling this about you. But it's like someone kept dropping the ball, whether it's breaking promises, whether it's saying that they're going to improve their act, but they don't. There's a lot of you keep letting me down type energy here. So let's see, what was the first date like, or the first couple of dates? What could have been a red flag on those dates? This is the date card we have here. We have disappointment. That fits. I'm also feeling like on those first couple of dates, or on one of your first dates, there's a masculine who they're caught up with something. Like they keep looking in their phone. You might have, now see, if you got somebody that's like running around, that could have been the red flag when you were on that date. They kept checking their phone. They kept telling you it was something else and you were feeling it was another. And instead of listening to your intuition, the Kodak moment, meaning how they look or maybe the atmosphere, seems so much better than paying attention to that fine detail. Always pay attention to the fine detail. I'm also picking up on a masculine that was on a date with a feminine, regardless of what your partner may be. You were on a date with this feminine energy and they were having a bad day. They were frustrated, much like how this person in here looks. She looks like, I'm just frustrated. I don't know what to do. I'm just irritable. And I feel like you spent that whole time talking about what you were frustrated about. Some of you might have actually been a little snappy with the person. But instead of focusing on the date and focusing on having a good time, you were caught up, and then my boss did this, or then my sister did that, and my mom had the nerve to bop, 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 bop. And the person, they tolerated it, but now they're looking at how you act currently, and they're thinking back to that moment like, damn, that was a red flag. I probably should have rethought if I wanted to go on that date again, or if I wanted to continue this, because now y'all been at this for a minute. I'm not really picking up couples that just started dating. I'm more so picking up ones that y'all have been back and forth, maybe on and off. Someone is very distant right now. And I feel like the person who's distant, the individual you're being distant with, if this is you or them, feels like they're owed something. So you have a person being distant, and the person they're being distant with is like, why are you all the way over there? You owe me your time. You owe me some attention. So overall, regardless of whether you resonate with those dates, this is a group that feels like you've been let down, you've been disappointed. But truthfully, when you think about it, red flags of being disappointed popped up in the beginning. And you just kept, for some of you, you were willfully ignorant. Willfully ignorance isn't a pass, my friend. It's not. I gotta keep it real with y'all. It's a habit you need to break, and you need to break it right now. because you're letting things slide. You're letting people get away with ignoring you or talking to you any old kind of way, and now it's like that in your relationship. And you don't know how to communicate with your person, and they don't know how to communicate with you. And when y'all get frustrated with each other, one of you just goes icy. Just complete ice. I'm just going to ignore you. It's not a full-on ghosting, but let's say you're out somewhere. It feels like they're talking around you versus to you or at you. You know, if you know, you got, if you've been through this, you know what I mean when I say it feels like the person's talking around you versus actually talking to you. Because that's another thing that can happen. And for others, it's like they're talking at you, almost like it's a command or an order. And this is a problem. You could also be this individual watching. You could be cross watching right now, wondering, how do I fix this with my person? Well, if that is you doing that, you're going to want to drop that immediately. I'm going to tell y'all, like I tell y'all, whenever we do these collective readings, what you tolerate is what you will get. You show a person what you believe you deserve. And if you keep putting up with an individual treating you any old kind of way, I don't care who they are. Soulmate, twin flame, it don't even matter. If you tolerate them treating you like shit and give them excuses for it instead of showing them and talking with them and telling them how you will tolerate being treated, then you really can't cry over that spilled milk, can you? Because you sat there and you watched it fall over multiple times, right? If your person is being cold to you because they're used to you only talking about your problems, again, the solution here, I'm going to tell you real quick before we even get into the other two cards. Whoever is the person that goes on and on about their problems, if I was to ask you right now, what is an issue that your counterpart is dealing with? If you cannot answer me, you're part of the problem and not the solution. Don't just focus on what they did wrong. Focus on your response. Focus on what it is that you're really paying attention to and seeing, good or bad, so that you can actually correct it, so that you can actually communicate. Because I feel like some of you, you're not in a sacred union. You're with someone that you've just been with them for a while. You've gotten used to them, and the thought of dating someone else feels like a hindrance. But you're missing out on something beautiful that can come in your life because you keep trying to see every sign as a sign to stay with this other individual when it's time to move on. For those of you that are meant to try to work it out with your partner, because maybe this is a soulmate, right? For those of you who are meant to try to work this out, that cold shoulder thing gotta go. And if that's what they're doing to you, then you need to tell them what they're doing and that you're not going to tolerate. And then you need to show them you're not going to tolerate it with actions. This isn't about arguing. This isn't about going back and forth. But if you need to show them, okay, let me distance from you or take a break from you so that you can see that I'm not serious, then that may be what you have to do. Keep in mind, you are always responsible for your actions and reactions. Readings are for clarity and guidance and to help you see what you might have been ignoring before. But it's always important to tap into your own intuition and use your discernment. So let's get into what the turnoff is. This is the turnoff for your person. Look at that. Cold as ice. So freaking cold. It's literally like a frozen snowflake. Cold as ice. I feel like somebody has a delicate heart. Beautiful heart, but a delicate heart. And so sometimes freezing the heart over, or sometimes when an individual is cold to them, it hurts more than they let you know it hurts. And that's why they don't talk. So I feel like if you get snappy or they get snappy, whoever's getting snappy, the individual that is snapped on gets quiet. You might see it as, oh, they just don't like confrontation. It's because their heart, I'm feeling like a pinch, like a thin little pinch in the heart. Words hurt them more than they may allow for you to know it does. And so when you're being icy like that, they can't take it. And I keep hearing the Nas song "Oh Me," but it's just the chorus. That shorty, say what's your price? Just to back it up, you can hold my eyes. Now you say you owe me something. Yeah, somebody feels old in the relationship and in the connection. Like, again, you owe me your time, your affection. You owe me for fucking up the first couple of dates. However that may be, that could have been a song that played on your date. Because I do feel like some of y'all are old enough to have been in your 20s or teens or whatever when that song came out. Let's get into what kind of commitment this relationship is. This is also a wedding card. If this energy stays the way it is right now, what are we looking at? Right? Cold feet. Somebody's going to want to bounce. Someone's not going to want to tolerate the iciness for much longer. Now, I am seeing a divine feminine running. So the person being cold could be the masculine energy or the partner's energy. But I'm also seeing like a masculine just shaking their head and closing the door. Like it's hurting, but they're just like, I can't. I'm done. I don't want to deal with this. Some of you in this relationship are forcing. Some of you in this group, you're forcing it. And you need to really sit back, think about what they did, but think about what you've been doing in your response and really ask yourself, is this truly your person, or are you both just settling and forcing it? For those of you where you've had every sign necessary to see that this is your person, this energy cannot continue this way. Somebody is going to run. Somebody's going to explode. I'm feeling ghosting energy. I don't feel like you've been ghosted yet, but it's getting there. So a real sincere conversation needs to happen where you and that individual are truly listening to each other. You're not going to get mad. You're not going to get snappy. If somebody starts getting a little heated, you take a minute to calm down. Because whatever the issues are here, they really need to be talked about. I really feel like these disappointments run way deeper than y'all are allowing yourselves to admit. All right? So right now isn't the time to try to, if you're not super committed at the moment, like if you're just talking, as they would say, right now is not the time to try to force a commitment. It's more like continue to know each other or decide if you need to move on from each other. Let's roll quick dice, get some numbers. We have 6. Somebody could be born in June or something could have took place in June. We have 7, 1, 1, 1. And another 6. So again, somebody might be born in June or something could be happening in June. And that was your reading, my loves. Peace, love, and light, group 1. All right, pal 2, group 2. Let's get to you. You chose dice 3. Let's hop on in to your reading. The energy I'm picking up from you guys, somebody needs to be, this is interesting. Someone needs to just be more honest and more emotional. Kind of feel like y'all are very showy. Like you look like a beautiful couple, but are y'all really communicating? Communication is like a theme right now for a lot of you guys. When readers talk about communication, it's not always about a couple in separation coming into calling each other. No, it's about sometimes those of you that are dating, learning how to talk to each other and hear each other and listen to each other. I feel like there are some things getting in the way here, like somebody's bossy. This could be your person or this could be you. Someone's really bossy and they like to tell the other one what to do and how to do it, or act like they're better, like they just know something more than the other person. They might say it in a way where it's like, I'm really making you feel like shit. Not that I'm intending to, but that's just how I talk because I think I know something more than you do. That's the energy here. But I feel like this is happening at the same time because someone doesn't just sit down and say, when you talk to me like that, you make me feel like, when you act like I don't know anything, instead of, if you think I don't know something, it's one thing to teach me. But when you're just acting like I'm dumb in front of other people, no less, it's embarrassing and it makes me feel like these are the things that are coming in as I'm talking for this group. So let's get into, I'm also feeling like someone's dating an individual that loves detail. They love detail. Detail matters so much. So let's get into your date card. Fine dining. It's all about the detail. Somebody loves wine. Someone loves classic wine. You may be dating a person that, I forget what they call, what the name of it is, but they're pretty much like wine people, taste testing people. You could be dating someone like that, or this is someone that just naturally has a palate for wine. If that's your person, yeah, they care about detail, but they can come off kind of like, I know everything about everything. Let me clarify something real quick with this group because I'm picking up on it, and I understand it, but I'm picking up on it. Some of you are dating a person that doesn't pretend to be a know-it-all. They just know some ish. And you're getting offended because they know something. And it's making you feel a certain type of way, even though they're not being mean about it. But that's your personal issue and not theirs. I'm a very blunt person. So I'm going to tell it to you the way I would if you were family. You don't get the right to be triggered by something that's not the other person's fault, but snap at them like it is. Some of y'all are creeping in here a little bit. Somebody is with an individual who's very smart and just very knowledgeable, and they like to talk about the things they know about. And instead of you seeing that as, oh, I can learn something, you're taking it like, oh, he's being an asshole, oh, she's being a know-it-all, and that's not what's happening. For whatever reason, that had to be pointed out to somebody. Now, for another group, yeah, you are with a person that acts like an asshole, but they're an asshole in how they do it. Like, they'll wait till people's around and maybe ask you a question they know that you don't know the answer to, so they can give some fancy answer to it. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference here between those two groups. So, whomever you are and whichever you resonate with, it's important that you figure that out, because a lot of the misunderstandings and miscommunication happening in this group, that could be one of the reasons why you keep assuming what the other person means, and they're assuming what you mean, and it's creating this issue. What's their turn off? There's a turn off here. What is the turn off? The turn off is double standards, and look at that, we have wine again. Yes, somebody either loves wine, or you're dating a person that loves wine. I'm also seeing two things here. On one hand, I'm seeing a person, when they get tipsy, they feel very sexual. So you may not want to get them tipsy in public. That's all I'm saying. But I'm also seeing another person, when they drink, they're obnoxious. They become a bit more obnoxious, a little mean. So if you're dating someone that's, in a sense, maybe they make more money, or they just feel like they know more things, and when they get a little, tipsy, they talk out the side of their neck, y'all gonna really need to sit down and have that conversation. I still feel like the big issue with this group, you look like a beautiful couple, but there's some issues going on personally, and most of it's coming from, it's like both of y'all don't want to reveal everything to the other person. Like, you don't want to just give your all to the relationship. You just kind of settle for the look for a minute. You could be a married couple doing this. I'm also seeing conflict with family, two different cultures. That's one thing I'm picking up. Somebody has a family tradition, very traditional, very old school. They could be from like India or something like that. And then another person, their family's more modern. So even if they're from the same group, maybe you're both Indian, or maybe you're both of Chinese descent. That's what's coming in here, something Asian. But I'm hearing Hindu music. So somebody's Hindu. And I feel like one person's parents are very traditional and the other person's parents isn't. Or you could be someone that practices Hindu beliefs, and you're kind of entering into that culture or dating someone of that culture, and it's clashing a bit because somebody allows their family to tell them a little too much on what to do in their situation, instead of actually working on the relationship together. In order for this to work, y'all need to communicate your real feelings. You need to take other people out of the picture right now and just talk with each other, learn each other. If someone's making you feel uncomfortable, you have to tell them that. And if they don't care about your feelings and they keep doing it, then you need to bounce. Again, I'm a blunt reader, right? But let's get into, where's the commitment level right now? If this energy stays like this, what kind of commitment are we looking at? Civil event. And this is how I feel you guys are with each other. Like, you're very cordial, very civil. And when you're in front of people, it's like, oh, look at them, they're so cute. Like, it's a look. You could be on a magazine. But is that what's really going on under the surface? You dig what I'm saying? Is that what's really happening when you two go home? So I really feel like this is a couple that needs to communicate better and get rid of the double standards, get rid of the tit for tats. Don't let family be what messes up a great bond and a great connection. Because I do feel like a lot of you in this group are a sacred union. You just don't know how to be one with each other yet. And group 2, that was your reading. Hopefully that made sense. Again, there's something about wine here. So either y'all love wine, or maybe wine is a symbol or a sign for you. But it's something about the wine. That's all I got to say. Peace, love, and light. All right. Group 3, you chose dice 5. Let's get into you. Okay. Your energy, it's actually really cool. Not to say the other two were, what they were. But group 3, your energy is interesting, to say the least. I don't really feel like it's much conflict here. I do feel like there, again, this is consistent with collective readings overall. There's a lot of communication that needs to happen amongst the people who are currently in union, and also for some of you in separation. When I say communication, I don't just mean picking up the phone and talking. I mean, do you understand what the person is saying to you? Did it resonate? Are you taking it into account? Are they taking it into account? That type of thing. Are you learning something from each other? But other than that, this group feels very, and there's no sensual cards here, but this group feels really sensual, um because these decks aren't really focused on that type of thing. But I feel like whoever you're with, this is someone that likes to be romantic. It's the best way I can put it. They like to cater. I'm hearing that Destiny's Child song, Cater to You. So your person and you seem to like to cater to each other. When you do have conflicts, it's due to whatever their turn off is, and we're going to get into that. But let's first look at the date card and see what we have here. What was the first couple of dates like? Because this could tell us why the, well, look, well, there we go, romantic. I feel like you and your person are both romantics. Now, I want to be clear because I'm picking up, and I've pointed this out before. There's hopeless romantics, and then there are romantics, okay? People who are romantic aren't hopeless in it. So it's important that you kind of understand that vibe. But I do feel like you and this individual, the first dates, they went all out. They just wanted you to have the best time. Or you could have been the person that asked them out. You went all out. So either you guys cooked, maybe you had just, I'm really feeling like an intimate moment. And so this is sort of what your relationship is made up of now. This is sort of what one of you expects in the relationship, is you expect to have those intimate moments. You could be the kind of couple that likes to have date nights and stuff like that. You make sure to plan it in there somewhere. You don't want to go where it's too long without you guys talking. But this for the most part, some of you are still in the dating phase. You know, it's not that this isn't a committed relationship now, but it's still new, it's still fresh. So what is your person's turn off? Because again, this group feels really nice. The turn off is marking territory. Okay. Now let me be clear. This isn't, I'm not picking up someone that doesn't want to be your husband or want to be your wife. But what I am picking up on is you could be someone that you either get jealous really quick or you judge a situation too quickly. And if you're dating somebody that's really fine and really gorgeous and you see somebody trying to talk to them, you're quick to pop an attitude. This could also be your person, but like I said, the cards were chosen a certain way. So I feel like that's what's going on here. They're cool with the thought of getting with you one day, but right now for a lot of you this is fresh. Even if you've only been dating, like a year, it's still new to them. And for you to be so quick to be mad or upset when someone's talking to, they can't control if other people DM them, talk to them, or comment. They can't live their life trying to control other people from doing that. It's about how they respond. And I feel like a lot of you know that you're dealing with a person that's really quick to put somebody in their place if they cross a line that they deem to be disrespectful to you, because to disrespect you is to disrespect them. So when you get mad at them, or when you show your behind by getting snappy at someone that you think is making a pass or a move, especially if you're doing it in a public place where, maybe, I don't know, like a business dinner or something. They don't like that. This isn't, you're not dating someone that's here for like a public display of ratchet. You know what I mean? So that you're going to need to chill on that a little bit. Maybe you make wifey jokes too much, or like husband jokes too much. That's another group I'm picking up, is somebody's really quick to be like, oh, that's my hubby, or that's my wifey. And they're like, chill. Pause. Can we just date first? Can we see how this level of commitment goes first? Can we finish learning about each other before you start walking us down the aisle, please? Thank you. But again, for the most part, for many of you in this group, you are with somebody that doesn't mind it, but they want to work up to that level. They're not trying to jump in it right now and then things get crazy. It's pretty much like, let's just let things unfold. Let's just pace ourselves. This isn't an argue of titles. They're cool with saying that's my lady, that's my man. It's when you take it to the Mrs. and Mr. that they're like, So slow your roll on that if this is you. Slow it down a little bit. You could be dating someone that you feel does that. Tell them. We're supposed to be taking our time, and you quick to jump to this whole very territorial, because when a person gets territorial, they get jealous and they get a little snappy. And I'm gonna need you to chill, right? So now let's get into what kind of commitment are we looking at here. If you were to have a wedding, where would it go? What kind would it be? And oh, it's an outdoor wedding. Isn't that gorgeous? It fits that romantic dreamy type feel. Somebody lives near mountains or in the country. Um, Someone else, if you had a wedding, if you're a city person, you would drive to a nearby, because I'm picking up people from New York and Pennsylvania. So you would drive to like upper state New York or upper Pennsylvania to have a wedding. That channeled in. So that must be important for somebody. But yeah, an outdoor wedding where you can see the sky, or at least maybe I'm actually seeing somebody dreaming of getting married in like some type of garden house where you're indoors, but you can clearly see the sky and there's like plant life all around. So somebody's very country. This also says to me though that as a couple, you guys are outgoing. You know, when you want to be, you like to go out, you like to just the two of you. You like to get away from everybody, spend time with yourself, and that's amazing and that's great. Just be mindful of the territory thing. Just be mindful of being so quick to say, that's my missus, that's my mister. Get what I mean? Like, just chill a little bit. Let go, let flow. I'm actually hearing Tony Braxton's let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Like, maybe you gotta listen to that song a little bit and just get into a vibe. Let's roll some dice for you. Let's roll some dice. I'm rolling more dice for you because you were the last group, so we're gonna roll all the dice for you. We have number 2, somebody's in their like late 20s. We have 5, that's May energy. We have another 5. We have, that's actually a symbol. Wait, no, that's a 4. Okay, we have 4. So somebody's birthday could have been in April. Some of you could have been thinking marriage. This just flipped, but I think it wanted to. This is a 6. So June. It was on another number, but then it flipped to 6, and it feels like it wants to be on 6. So those are your numbers. Could be your birthday, could be your life path number, could be your person's birthday, could be a month of importance to you, or that's coming up that'll be of importance. Perhaps you will have a May wedding in the future or a June wedding. Comment, come back and comment if you do, love. And that was your reading, Peace, Love, and Light, Group 3.